We're at day 5 with no end in sight of my favorite demos of Steam Next Fest June 2025 edition. And it's time for another video full of more fantastic indie games that you should definitely be checking out. We're beginning things with Primal Planet, a prehistoric platformer Metroidvania, where you and your dinosaur pet must rescue your family, fight rival tribes, and even battle aliens at some point. This is a kind of co-op style Metroidvania. You can play the single player, or with two people, one controlling the caveman, one controlling your little dinosaur. The gameplay here is quite interesting. You will get access to upgrades like double jump, more damage, and so on. But everything is tied to experience. You earn it by hunting enemies, getting through more of the world itself, crafting tools, etc, etc. The tools act as both combat as well as for progression, such as being able to use torches or lighting your spear on fire in order to destroy brush and grass and all that other good stuff. Very much a heavy emphasis on having a team around you at all times, as your caveman is quite flimsy at the start. Now, the demo itself teased the whole alien aspect, but I didn't get a chance to see where that's going to lead. I don't know if our caveman's going to get a laser gun at some point in the main game. The world itself is linear, and you'll be able to explore, unlock shortcuts, etc, etc. I really enjoyed this one, and it could definitely be a hidden gem when it is released. So, if you like to see some prehistoric double jumping, then you definitely want to check this one out. We now switch to Absolum. This is the next game from the developers of Streets of Rage 4, and we're trading in a stage-based beat-em-up for a roguelite. In a world where magic is forbidden, we play as wizards who are trying to bring it back, and in my case by using the magic of punching to do so. The game can be played 1 or 2 player co-op, with each person controlling a different character. Each character has their own kind of special ways of fighting, and that kind of thing. The flow of this one is that you'll pick a run, and you'll decide where you want to go in each kind of position of that run. There are paths that can only be unlocked through specific upgrades or progression, and of course at the end of each run there is a big nasty boss for you to fight. Now, the most disappointing thing about Absolum is that if you're hoping for an evolution of the beat-em-up elements of Streets of Rage 4, you're not getting that here. The combat has been streamlined tremendously. You have a light attack, you have kind of your heavy move, and of course you can chain attacks between them. But there's far fewer kind of combo potential and means of kind of transitioning from different attacks in this one. It's still all very responsive and snappy to play, but it just felt like the basic strategy of punch, 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 punch was all that you really needed. You do get kind of a counter move, and you can unlock additional upgrades and features, but again, if you're hoping for more technical mastery, kind of what we saw with the DLC characters that were added to Streets of Rage 4, I didn't get to see that here. And the roguelike elements or roguelike upgrades are kept kind of basic. You get stuff that will kind of modify the ends or the combo string that you're using, but if you're hoping again for some of the more crazier aspects of stuff like the Binding of Isaac and the Gungeon and many other roguelikes and roguelites, that's not going to be here. And I don't know if the game is going to have enough meat as a single player title to play it. If you have a buddy and you enjoy some beat-em-ups and some roguelike game, I would give this one a try, but I am curious to see where this is going to end up in the finished game. And now we go to One Turn Kill. This is a deck building roguelike with a kind of a twist of puzzle thrown in. Our kind of the unique element here is that you quite literally have 1 turn to kill your enemy. If they have any health when you are done playing cards, you are dead. So how the rules work here is that your deck is inherently your life. By playing cards, each card's costs will kind of deduct from your overall ability to draw more cards. Cards that can draw more cards will give you obviously more to play. but if you run out of enough points, or you cannot draw any more cards, there's no more cards in your hand, you lose. So the strategy is figuring out how to draw enough cards, how to augment the cards you have to keep their costs down or their damage up, and tear through the enemy's health bar. There is persistence in terms of unlocking new cards that can do all variety of things, but your deck is limited to, I believe it was 20 cards. This is not a game about getting super large decks because that would mean you have a huge health pool. When you beat a fight, you can choose from one of several perks that can give you increased abilities, a special move you can activate once per battle, and this one gets quite challenging. There is a kind of time loop thing going on, where each loop makes things harder, and you'll need to further optimize your deck and your strategies to have a chance at winning. This one, I would say, is definitely not for a newcomer or even a moderate player deck builders. This is for more on the advanced side. And if you are someone looking for a new and very challenging take on deck building roguelikes, definitely give this demo a try and see if it works for you. We now go to UVSU, a puzzle platformer where you are your own worst enemy. In this one, you are exploring a strange land, and the puzzles here revolve around you having to complete a task. But then after you complete said task, you must then create a rival to stop you from completing the previous task. Then you have to create yourself to stop yourself from stopping yourself. And it turns into a game where you're basically trying to outwit yourself turn after turn or piece after piece. There are secrets and bonus collectibles to find. I love the kind of claymation art style that this game has going on. So the twist here with kind of the fighting against yourself is very well done. It leads to some very head-scratching, brain-melty solutions as you try to figure out how to solve something, but at the same time give yourself enough room to break that solution and then fix the solution another way. And I would say this one is definitely going to be on the challenging side to play. But it definitely worked for me in terms of the kind of puzzle logic and platforming logic. While being good at platforming will help you, this does not appear to be a very movement-centric game. So don't be expecting crazy double jumps, very precise jumping and dashing and all that. And if you are a fan of puzzle platforming and competing with yourself in a variety of ways, definitely give this demo a try. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game turns out. And now we go to Raygun Gadabout. This is a sci-fi Metroidvania, where you play a kind of space hero here, who after surviving the explosion of a space station, has selective amnesia of all of her abilities and movement tech, and must explore the galaxy, completing bounties, earning money, and maybe reclaiming her memories and abilities. I like the art style of this one, kind of going for a very different, more like cartoon look compared to our previous claymation. The basic gameplay here is that you'll use ray gun and jumping in order to explore different levels. You will acquire, of course, new abilities, including being able to kind of parry / reflect shots back at enemies. You have this kind of overcharge mechanic that as you block attacks and do damage, you build up your special meter, which when it's full, you can either use it to heal or give yourself an overcharge for a few moments to do increased damage. The gameplay here, folks, is going to be on the moderate to moderately challenging side. There will be, of course, secrets and MacGuffins to collect, but it didn't seem like it was going to be overly difficult, at least from what we saw in the demo. This one is going to be for the sci-fi fans looking for another Metroidvania to do all your space pew-pewing with. And speaking about pew-pewing, our next game is Gun in a Well. This is an action roguelike, kind of more on the arcade side, where you are a gun falling down a well, and the only thing that's keeping you up and surviving is the recoil of your gun. You have a limited number of bullets, and you'll need to kind of aim your gun in order to hit more bullets as you're falling. Of course, hitting the object, and you're going to take damage, run out of health, and the run is over. This one is definitely going for the challenging side, as managing the recoil with wind physics and other physics can certainly be a challenge. I'm not sure this game has the legs or posters for long-term play, but still a very delightful take, and one for someone who's looking for more on the arcadey side of a roguelike. And speaking about the opposite of that, we have Summit Steps of Solace. This is a precision platformer as you are climbing a mountain, but you will not be doing air dashing and movement tech as you would in Solace. This one is going for more of a grounded, very weighty experience for its platforming. Each room you must get from beginning to end. Your main tech here is you have 2 climbing claws or hooks that you can use to walk or as a wall climb your way to victory. Now physics are a major point about this, as moving on any kind of slippery surface will give yourself increased momentum whether you like it or not. Take any hits and you're back to the start of the room. The rooms appear to be single screen, at least from the demo. I don't know if they get more than that in the main game. So this one is definitely going to be for someone looking for more on a challenging platforming, but you're not going to, once again, be doing like a lot of advanced tech all at once. So very charming and very challenging platformer that is certainly worth checking out. And now we go to A Dark Forest. This is a horror incremental idle game. You awaken in a mysterious forest and no memory as to how you got there, but you have a compulsion to explore, grow, expand, and fight the strange denizens that are in the dark. This one, as you can tell by our footage, is going to be entirely kind of driven by your menuing and the GUI. Every about 5 seconds, the game will tick and resources will be spent or produced to aid you. Your 2 main resources are going to be the villagers that you have that can be assigned, or peasants that will gather food, and the swordsmen that you can craft that will battle the different monsters for you. Of course, when you beat all the challenges, that's just the start, as you will have to reset and kind of prestige to unlock new features, new rules, and new mysteries to come. My main issue that I have with this one from the demo is that while it's called an incremental, it still felt very idle to me, especially compared to some of the other incremental games we've had a chance to play, like Magic Research and Orb of Creation. So I'm not quite sure just how much, I guess, the player can manipulate things in the main game or in future kind of resets. I do like the mood the game is going for, which does give it a very different feel to it. So I would recommend this for the idle fans, looking for a little bit creepiness to go with their numbering going up. And for our last game of today's video, this is Fill Up the Hole, another incremental, as you play a group of people who've discovered by filling up this hole gets you money. So everyone decides to start filling up said hole, and they're going to be collecting lots of resources and powering up different structures along the way. In this one, each peon that you create can be assigned to just gathering up trash and throwing in the hole, or working in the different buildings that can provide you with additional trash or means of hole filling. When the hole gets filled, that is your cue to prestige, the hole will empty out, and you'll earn upgrade material that can be used to unlock new buildings and features going forward. This one reminds me a lot of the Norp Analog, however it was called, and while I didn't get to see, I think, like too much advanced elements to it, it's still a very charming incremental game nonetheless. So this one is definitely for someone looking for more on the shorter side, but still, I guess, very fulfilling in the end. And with that, another showcase video comes to an end. We are still not anywhere near the end of this series. Let me know what you think about these games down below, and I'll see everyone for our next showcase video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.